Since you've come onto social media, you reach over $100,000.
Like making money like this, like money's not really an issue.
An aspiring 7-figure entrepreneur, none other than MrFlipWhips. He teaches how to live a trader's lifestyle by buying and selling cars. Explain to me how this works as an investment.
When you are investing in a car, it's very simple. You just need to get the car below market value. And then I also teach people to even sell it under market value.
Quick money, quick cash flow, get that money, flip another car, flip another car. So do you teach them how to negotiate?
Yeah, I do.
It's your job to get the best possible deal for yourself. It's my job to do my research and make sure I get the best possible deal for myself.
I actually teach the target damaged cars.
Like, well, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah. Once the car is repaired and fixed, I'll just rent the car out. That was another way of making good money as well. The nicest way to make money is sourcing. You just tell me what you want, I'll get it for you, I make my commission.
Here I started to actually believe you. When I saw you in Dubai, you came here and you left everything behind in the UK. You 2 weeks I saw you driving a Range Rover. Then I see you driving G-Wagons here. You got 10 cars right now that you're trying to flip, right?
It's more than that. I just kept going. I didn't stop. When I took the loss, I kept going. I turned that loss to a W. You need to put your all into it. After you know how to make money,
you can lose everything and still
you'll find a way. You'll find a way.
It's true.
For 10 years, I've held back sharing my true self with you guys. It's now that I've realized that that wasn't something that was good to do. But now I've decided to open up a lot more and share with you my real life, raw experiences. I'm going to be sharing insights with you with regards to my marriage, with regards to my businesses, my seeking knowledge, my friendships, my ups and downs, smiles and frowns, the betrayals that I've seen, what life in Dubai is like. I have just one request from you. If this is something that you'd like to see more of, click the subscribe button. The way that we will measure whether this is something that you guys want and are benefiting from is if that subscribe button is clicked and those numbers go up. If not, then we know that you guys want something else and we'll redirect and change course. So click that subscribe button. With that said, let's get back into the podcast and hopefully you guys are going to get some value, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. People, welcome back to another episode of the Righteous and Rich podcast. This is that podcast where we're trying to be like Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Why do I say Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu? Because he was righteous and he was rich. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَيَتَجَنَّبُهَا الْأَتْقَى, describing Abu Bakr, he was the most pious out of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In fact, he was also one of the most richest. One time, he gave a charity that was 40,000 gold coins, equivalent in purchasing power today to that of about... I forgot the numbers. Was it a couple million?
6 million.
6 million, 4 million.
We should translate into dollars.
Dollars, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, it was in the mills, and that was a one-time charity that he gave, right? So we're trying to encourage people to become righteous slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rich slaves of Allah, so they can use that wealth to serve this deen. And mine and Bakr's goal, inshallah ta'ala, over the next few years is to help bring about 1,000 righteous millionaires. That's right. Underline righteous. Underline millionaires. Today we have one such brother who is, inshallah, an aspiring 7-figure entrepreneur on his deen, trying to do khair. None other than MrFlipWhips.
The flipper.
The flipper. The car flipper. The Range Rover flipper.
The
big tipper. The big tipper. That's a roller coaster. Anyway, just to give you guys a bit of an introduction to MrFlipWhips, Allahumma barik, he teaches people how to live a trader's lifestyle by buying and selling cars. So many people look at trading in terms of online trading, analyzing charts, whatever have you. Some people weren't able to make it in that because it was
complicated.
It was complicated, too technical, right? Or they believe that it's haram or impermissible. And
stay away from Forex, guys.
And you provide the alternative, which is what? How to live a trader's lifestyle by buying and selling cars. Which, and we're going to dive into this in a bit of detail, but to me, it seems like a very, very low risk investment based on the guidance
you know what you're doing,
that you're giving. So Allah Barak, since you've come onto social media and you've been selling this service of training people how to become entrepreneurs based on buying and selling cars, traders, sorry, you reached over $100,000.
Since I've come to social media, made over $100,000.
Allahumma barik. And you've got students who you've helped that
some are very successful.
Describe what very successful looks like.
So one of them, he has his own dealership. He invested over £100,000 in the first maybe 5-6 months.
Allahumma barik.
And he flips. He said 10 cars. He does average 10 cars a month. He actually signed up before I even launched the FlipWhips Institute.
The brother that was going to buy the tools and stuff.
Yes. So he was just like, he called me. He goes, bro, I just want to get into buying and selling cars.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, just hold on. There's a course coming out in the next few weeks. He said, no, I'm not waiting.
So you gave him that private one-on-one?
14 days.
Set him up.
He lives here now.
Allahumma barik.
His business runs. He lives here.
Oh, he moved to Dubai as well.
He moved to Dubai.
Okay, and I actually seen some of the brothers that you've trained, and I've even engaged and dealt with him. So definitely the product, Allah Barik, the service that you provide works, right?
Sorry, there's another student, Darnell. He quit his job recently. And he's fully full-time buying and selling cars. He has his own yard, registered business.
As in he moved into his house, his own place after?
Yard, as in car yard.
As in
car
car
yard.
yard.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, yeah, car yard, like a land where you can park 20 cars.
Oh,
30
wow.
cars. He's just doing his thing.
And this
As
all in the
well.
last year?
Yeah.
Right, so you train them and get them to that stage?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So look, there's a lot to dive into, right? We're going to go into your story and whatnot in a bit, but some people just want to get into the meat and the bones straight away, right? So explain to me how this works as an investment. Like how does it work? Why should people get involved in buying and selling cars as a way to make some extra income as opposed to something else?
Okay, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. So it's the way I was explaining this in the videos, in the lessons, on the Instagram in general as well. For example, Auto Trader. These are known companies that evaluate a car immediately, right? Roughly, they give you an estimate how much the car costs, how much it goes for, how much it gives you figures. It's very simple. You just need to get the car under, below these figures. Buy the car below market value. You with me? So that is how it started for me, and that's how I teach it too. So let's say Auto Trader, we buy a car says 10K, you want to get it for 7K, 6K.
So you teach people to buy the car under market value?
Of course.
Okay.
And then I also teach people to even sell it under market value if you want to make a quick profit.
So what if someone says, but isn't that hard? Like, why would someone be selling a car under market value?
But this is the ease though. It's what's hard about you putting a registration and mileage into a website, getting an evaluation, and then you just getting it for less than that. What's difficult about that?
It comes to negotiation. Also, people's
Negotiation
circumstances.
tactics.
For example, let me give you an example right here. When we were looking to buy cars for our supercar rental company, there was a Russian guy selling a Aston Martin. It was up for like 545,000 dirham or something.
I think you sent it to me. Red interior.
Yeah, red. It was red outside and red interior as well. Took it for a test drive, whatnot. Mahmoud's there. He's chatting to the guy, and Mahmoud he's different when it comes to things. He asked the guy, "Oh, so why are you saying, oh, I'm moving back to Russia. I need to liquidate everything, whatnot. I'm leaving." Mahmoud, bro, just went from 545 to 500 to 450 to 400, 350. The guy he's saying, he's like, okay, 350. And Mahmoud's like, "Rock, just 320." I'm feeling, you know me, I feel aib in these situations. Like me, I would have probably got the guy down to that 520 and be like, "Oh, cool, shake hands," and be miskin. But he was just pushing, and in the end, we couldn't even get the car on because it was too old for the because it was supposed to be 2020. It was actually 2019. But the point is, someone in that situation who's moving house, who's suddenly needs, like, it sounds peak to say someone in need because they're not in need in terms of like they're not fuqara, but they're in need of liquidating as fast as possible, and they will be willing to drop the price, sell it to you under market price.
That's not always the case, but those ones, they're nice as well. So someone who just wants to get out.
So just to give you an example, that one of the reasons why I know this is lucrative, because I was one of those guys. When it came time when we was moving to Dubai, and it came time to sell my car, I sold that car for a 10K
What did I tell you?
loss.
What did I tell you?
Autobiography.
You told me to put some money and fix it.
I said to you, yo, like you can get way more for this car. You said no, I'm going to Dubai.
Yeah, so I just wanted the cash quickly.
Quick cash, right?
I just wanted quick cash, and there was a business venture I was trying to put some money in quickly. So for me, I was the brother didn't even care. I just want to get rid of the car, get the cash. The brother who bought it off me, Allah Mabarak, he actually fully kitted out the car. He was a mechanic, and then I think he sold it for almost double.
Yeah, I was in touch with him because my number plate was still on that car.
Yeah, so
he did sell it for a good price. Yeah.
Right, so I'm saying I myself saw that. Do you understand? And most people don't know anything about cars. And when you want to get rid of a car, you just want to get rid of a car, right? And we're none the wiser. You're not putting the wood over my eyes, but you're negotiating. It's your job to get the best possible deal for yourself. And it's my job to do my research and make sure I get the best possible deal for myself. Obviously, without extorting each other.
But also, sometimes someone has a figure in their mind, which is this is my lowest. And they're willing to accept that for that car in that situation.
Exactly. So you just need to negotiate.
Pardon the interruption, but in case you ever wanted to move to Dubai, I've got something very special for you. As you may be aware, myself and Abu Bakr moved to Dubai and Sharjah last year. It was one of the best decisions that we ever made for our deen, our families, and our businesses. Living here is amazing. You've got a masjid in almost every single street, unparalleled safety and security. You've got lessons from mashayikh and different teachers and students of knowledge in English and Arabic, and no income tax. Now, how do you move here? That's a question that you might be asking. Well, it can be tough if you don't know your way around things. Sometimes the companies that help you get visas here, they got hidden fees, long waits, big problems, resulting in visa rejections, a lot of wasted money and time. This is where Ansar Consultants comes into play. They helped us set up everything. No hidden fees, no long waits. They kept it simple and honest. I got my visa in less than a month. And these guys have a 100% track record helping brothers get their visa so far. 100% track record, that's insane. Allah Mabarak. Now, if you're thinking of moving to the UAE, I recommend Ansar Consultants. They can even help you invest in properties here with a 100% Sharia compliant contract. So if you want a smooth move like we did, click the link below and check out Ansar Consultants. Now, back to the podcast. Did you teach them how to negotiate?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, these are negotiation tactics that you use, right?
Tactics. Yeah.
So just to give people a bit of a context, I've seen you buying, like, I've seen you, a couple cars, like, was it Cullinan? You sold the Cullinan, the Rolls Royce Cullinan?
Yeah.
Allah Barik. So people used to actually reach out to you, right? And give you cars.
Yeah,
Just sell on their
this
behalf.
for me. I want this much. Whatever you make on top is yours. And it's all clear on the table. So if I sell it for 20 and I make 10, it's a known thing. This is another thing in the UK. People want to hide all these things. You know what I'm saying? The table, this and that. Don't show him this, don't show him that. I'm open. Like, yo, I sold it for 26. 6K is mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this
100.
just that's what it is. And it's the best way to do things anyway.
So I chat to me because you said that there's a story about how you got into this because you could have ended up on the roads doing something mad.
Of course, yeah.
How was it that this was a way out for you?
Before that, Abu Bakr, there was something I was going to mention. I forgot completely. But anyways, you were asking, you were mentioning people that were, for example, leaving. They want to just get rid of their items, their cars, whatever, whatnot. But I actually teach the target something completely different. I'll give you an example, yeah? Like damaged cars. You know? What is it? What's the saying? Man's trash and a man's treasure. Another man's treasure.
And a man's trash and a man's treasure.
Cool. So this is a Bentley Bentayga, yeah?
Okay.
So the flood that happened in Dubai damaged this car. So how much would it go? A 2017 Bentley Bentayga goes for around what, 400,000 dirhams?
Don't look at 2020 and below.
Okay, this car, they're selling it for 105,000
What?
because it's damaged,
Bentley Bentayga Allah.
and they have no knowledge on getting the car fixed and where to get the parts from.
Flood damaged at the engine.
It's
locked.
the engine's fine.
Okay, it's not,
From
it's
what,
not
obviously,
waterlogged.
you need to check it.
Someone says, this is your technique.
Forget what people say. We obviously need to go out there and get the car checked and whatnot. But it's not actually flood that damaged it. It was been damaged before, but it was parked there. And the flood, the water also, you know,
Made it worse.
made it worse, of course. But anyways, so a car like that, for example, me knowing where to get parts from, where to, you know, how to get it repaired and back on the road, that's what
So
I try and
chat to me,
target.
what's the going rate for that? You said 400,000.
400, 450.
What plate is it?
This is 17.
Okay, and 17 plate would go for about 400,000 pounds. A dirham you're saying right now.
A good one, yeah, low miles.
Which is about 90,000 pounds, 80 to 90,000 pounds, depending on the currency exchange, right? Okay, cool. So but 105,000 dirham is about 22,000 pounds.
So you'd negotiate them to maybe around 80,000.
Wow. Okay, Allah Barak. So you're talking like 18, 19,000 pounds, right? And then once you fix it up, how much could you sell that for?
How much would it cost to fix?
That's the thing. So
Because that's where the money would be made, right?
that's where the money will be made. So you wanna ideally, for example, check this car. From what I know, what I see, it needs about 30,000 pounds a car to get fixed.
So about 150,000 dirham.
150,000 dirhams to make the car fresh, like wakala. You know, that leaves you to make what? That's not, now we spend around 50k, right? So you can make around, but I wouldn't sell it. So this is the thing. I would state what's going on with the car. So I would state, yeah, it had this, it had that, and I'll try and make maybe 30k, 25k.
So you don't even have to make the massive.
If I make 20,000 pounds, I'll let the car go. This is what I'm saying. So I teach you how to buy on the market value and even sell on the market value because it sells quicker.
Under market value.
On the market.
So buy under market value, sell under market value, which means that you're
That's a quicker way of selling.
Right.
But if you want to hold it and make your whole 400k, that's up to you. Drive it.
But you're thinking about quick money, quick cash flow, get that money, flip another car, flip another car, flip another car, flip another car. Because I remember one of the things that baffled me, because obviously I used to hear MrFlipWhips, okay, alarm Barik, this guy who buys and sells cars. The day I started to actually believe you was when I saw you in Dubai. You came here and you left everything behind in the UK. You guys had a garage, right? Akio completely, you know, I think there was a loss in that, right? You guys, because you guys were both doing hijrah, alarm Barik.
That month actually made profit, the last month.
Yeah.
4th month actually made profit. Then we both decided to lock it off.
We were doing very well.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you moved here with nothing, bro, in 2 weeks I saw you driving a Range Rover. So I was like, Allah Barik. I said, what did you flip? He said, yeah, just flip, buy, flip. And next thing you know, you work your way up to a Range Rover. And then I see you driving a Lama Badik. You got G-Wagons here, this, that, and the other. So I was like, Alarm Badik, it actually works. So that's why, then we obviously had a conversation, right? A few months before that. And I said to you, my bro, why don't you teach people this?
Yeah, it's
Right?
true. We were actually getting a Tim Hortons.
Yeah, cappuccino.
Yeah, you were convincing me to jump on social media.
I actually remember the moment. I was pouring
I
brown
remember as
sugar
well.
inside my cappuccino at the time, and I was looking at you saying, bro.
Yeah, that's what you say. Literally, you're like, bro, just trust me, jump on social media. And I was like, nah, don't like that stuff.
But it just break it down. I wasn't just telling you to jump on social media to become famous. What was the strategy?
Of course.
What was it?
You were telling me to teach people.
Mm-hmm.
And you were telling me that there are people out there that would want to know how this works.
Mm.
And I didn't believe you. I believe you now.
$100,000 later.
$100,000 later. Yeah, man. SubhanAllah.
In 1 year, Alarm
Should have
Badik.
listened sooner. It took a while for me to even start.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I remember also at the time you were able to actually help me as well. You still did, but you had more time, more free time. But when I did start it, I just done like a cowboy style. I just jumped and dived into it. You know, when I thought about it and I thought, you know, like this can actually be something. After teaching that guy, who now flips 10 cars a month, that's when I was like, yeah, I can actually teach people. Like this is a move to make money. Like,
So you say cowboy style, but one of the reasons why I feel like you've done so well, Alarm Badik, is because I feel like the course is actually good. Because at the end of the day, if your product is good, right, and it makes sense, then people will keep coming back.
True.
But also, you didn't just float around planning. You just said, bro, lean startup. Like, I'm just going to get on with it, put out a minimum viable product. Now, then I can improve it later on, no problem. Let me put it out there. A lot of people, they never get started because they're always just in the planning stage. Plan. You just put a plan together. This is good enough. Put it out there. Then you probably got feedback saying, look, I'm struggling with this area. You probably, you know what, let me do this. Let me add this module. Let me change it. That's the same with us, with all of our courses. Every time we do it, it's better than the last one because we're getting feedback, we're improving. But the point is, once it's ready, don't linger. Act. Once you act with boldness.
Yeah, I came across to a realization recently, right? That you learn faster from your action than you would from any book. And it's not to undermine books, because I read books, I love books, I read books like crazy, right? And I'm all for education. And I believe that there's so much that I was able to learn through education. But in terms of what I'll get from one book compared to what I'll get from just one solid month of pure action, I'll learn more from this. The quality of learning. Maybe the volume of knowledge that I've acquired from the book will be more because I'll learn so many different facts. But the quality of what I've learned, like I've learned in depth. Like sometimes we sit with brothers who are very successful when it comes to business, and ask them like, "How do you do X, Y, Z?" And they can't really tell you. They don't really know the steps, but they know it with their hands. Like they've tried and tested. They know. Like for example, there's brothers. A brother that we know, Alarm Badik, who's got a fast food chain that's blowing right now. Alarm Badik, blowing. He's thinking of bringing it over here to Dubai as well. Like, when I look at the brother, he's never studied marketing, and he may have never even read a book in marketing in his life. But look how he understands branding. Because he's been doing this, he's been doing that, he's been trying this, tweaking this. He's looking at the feedback that he's getting from the market. And then based upon that, bruv, he knows branding better than a guy who sat there and read a couple of books.
And even if you look at his first store, his 20th store, for example, completely different. And that's the same with, you know, people like us. Yani if I look at you guys now and me now, I can't compare. You can't compare your step number 1 to someone's step number 10.
Absolutely.
For example, you know what I'm trying to say?
100.
So you need to, as you go, you grow.
I think this is just start. You know, just to give people like an example here, you know, I've always been telling people, right, my brother, look, if everyone has got, like someone might think, listen, if I'm in Muhammad's shoes, how do I come up with how can I come up with an idea like that, like a course to sell, right? And obviously the course game is lucrative because look, the fact that you still buy and sell cars, is something that you still do, you actively do. You got 10 cars right now that you're trying to flip, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It's more than that, but
Alarm Badik. So you're still doing this, but at the same time, you've scaled up in your industry, which is that you've reached a position of authority and also business acumen where you realize, you know what, I can actually teach people how to do the same thing. And look, money in education is always going to be greater than money in the thing that's being taught. You understand?
Of course. Yeah.
So someone might be thinking, okay, cool, well, how can I get inside the e-learning industry as well? So I always say to people, look, my bro, ask yourself a couple questions. Number one, what are you good at that everyone else would pay money for? A lot of times people undermine their own skill. They don't realize that there's things that they do.
That was me.
Right?
Yeah, that was me.
And you know the day where this kind of blew my mind, bro, is when I saw the example of this guy, Ali Abdal, who's like all over social media recently, right? He's a guy who's into like productivity and this, that, and the other. Bro, you know how the guy started? He was teaching people how to pass a medical exam for Oxford University, and like 2-3 other universities only do that exam. But talk about, like, the guy realized, I got into Cambridge. He got into Cambridge University, studied medicine to become a doctor. There was a particular exam he had to pass. He would then train people how to pass that exam. But you can't get more niche than that, bruv. And that was his starting point. He was making peas off that. Next thing you know, he kept building upon that, and now he's got this social media empire. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the key is, what's the skill? Like you know how I started? I started teaching people how to pass exams.
Oh yeah.
That was my first ever course.
That's how you started up.
Was how to smash your exams. You understand? Then the second thing is, okay, cool. If there's something that you're good at, maybe or if let's just say you can't find something that you're good at. Let me give you another prompt. Was there ever a pain that you had in your life that you solved? Can you then solve that for others? Was there something in your life that was a constraint, a pain, a difficulty, a shortcoming that you solved with Allah's permission? Okay, what's the chance that other people are suffering from the exact same thing?
How did you get into selling cars? What was it? Was it one of those that you mentioned?
No. Me, I didn't even get into it like that. No.
Go ahead.
Tell us the origin story.
Me, so I subhanAllah. So before I even had my license, I wanted to get a car. Just wanted to get a car. There was a guy, like a mechanic in the neighborhood. He had cars parked up. He had a Ford Fiesta, a Nissan Micra, and like a Chevrolet or something. They've been there for like 5-6 years. Cars were there for years, and they started to get like, flat tires, green, dirty, whatnot. And then one day I found him there. I remember, after college, and I was like, what are you doing with these cars? And he was like, sell them for me, and I'll give you some money. And I was like, okay, how much? Like, what we're talking? He's like, that one I want 500. This one I want 800. This one I want 1,000. I was like, oh, that's cheap. Like, oh, raw. Yeah. So what would you give that to me now if I buy it myself? And he said, give me £400.
How long ago was this?
7 years ago. I was like, give me 700. What did he say? Give me £400. He said, give me £400, Baba. I think he's Jamaican or something. Anyways, I negotiated. I used that tactic from Mahmoud. £195.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I got this car. Don't know what's wrong with it. He told me what's wrong with it. Don't know if it's true or not. Just bought it. And slowly started to just pattern the car up. Like, I've even made him help me. He helped me fix the car. And then he saw me sell it for profit. He saw all of it. He was there. Anyways, I fixed that car. I spent maybe like £100 on it. Slowly, I got the tires. Got the tires changed, so the car was like, driving. And then I asked him to take me to the car wash to get the car cleaned, clean the car, brought it back to life. For example, those Ford Fiestas 2002, that the tire is just metal, innit? Poundland, spray paint, painted it, looked fresh for £1. Slowly, I got tints from Halfords. You know how Halfords sells tints?
Yeah.
Tried to tint the car, flopped it. Then I bought it from Amazon. It was already cut, put it on. Just made the car look good. Got it washed, got it cleaned. There was an issue with the engine. Turned out to be a pipe. Fixed it. And then my auntie, I was like to my aunt, should I just park the car here? She goes, no, just sell it. Put a paper and with your phone number on it.
That's how we did it back in the day.
That was literally, that's what I done. Just put my number with a pen, akhi. Stuck it on. I remember I was at my other auntie's house and the guy just calls me. One guy calls me. He's like, hello, mate. I guess you're right. He's like, yeah. This car's any good? I said, nothing's wrong with it. How much you want for it? I said, £1,000.
Oh, wow.
I don't know where I got it from. I just thought, throw it out there.
It's almost a 500% profit.
Yeah. I'll give you $850 cash if it's good. I said, yeah? Okay, cool. Are you there now? He's like, yeah. I said, okay, cool. I'm coming. I left everything. I went back, checked the car, tested the car, bought the car. After that, that's when I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. That 850 just went in and come out and went in. And long story short, I learned the hard way. I lost money. I bought another car of a Romanian. and the car didn't even make it home. And that was money that I lent from my parents, from my mum, you know? And I just kept going. I didn't stop. So when I took the loss, I didn't stop. This is very important. When I took the loss, I kept going. I turned that loss somehow into a W. And I just kept going, kept buying, kept selling, kept buying, kept selling.
So how do you, that particular one with the car didn't make it home, how did you turn that into a W?
It needed to get fixed. And the garage was telling me £2,000. I bought the car for £1,000.
Yeah.
So how are you going to fix it for £2,000?
Yeah.
He said, this is what it is. So I then started to look for these parts cheaper. Looked online, eBay, you know, going to other garages and whatnot. I ended up getting everything done. I was just trying to find the solution. I didn't end up fixing it. Ended up finding another car, exact same car, but a damaged one. Get it? So one has a good body, one doesn't. So good body, bad engine, good engine, bad body.
And you just moved it around.
And I just
Phone operation.
one good car, sold this parts, and then I scrapped it.
Oh wow, Allah Akbar.
Man, create a hybrid car before hybrid cars were a thing.
Bro, I was driving the car with different bonnet, different bumper colour.
Do you know what I love about that, bro? Is that look, this is 101 entrepreneur in it journey, which is, bruv, problems are gonna come up every day.
100%.
You just gotta find ways to solve it.
100%.
You gotta be resilient, and you gotta be like, listen, there's a way to make it right, bruv. Even I think we've always had that mindset as well, right? Like this, wherever the situation, no matter how peak it is,
I could have stopped, could have
there's
given up.
always a way to turn it into W. I came across this statement right at the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, alhamdulillah, like when I just started practicing maybe like 13 years ago. And it was in a book where a guy said, look, success is the result of good judgment. Good judgment comes from experience. And experience comes from bad judgment, right? So all day, every day, you're making bad judgments from which you're gaining experience that are now helping you get good judgment, which equals success. So you got to embrace the L's, right?
Sure.
And I sometimes, when I come across an L, a challenging situation, I actually get excited. Like, right, sometimes we're like, okay, we have a little brainstorm, how are we going to fix it? And then we're like,
This is good.
okay, let's get, like, we get motivated about the challenge, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I think is important. Like, if someone wants to get involved, maybe even with yourself or any type of like business, entrepreneurial journey, but you have to be ready for the L's. Like,
Of course.
you've
The
got,
mindset is important.
yeah, definitely. If you don't have a strong mindset,
Mindset is very important.
it's
bro.
not for you.
That's
It's not
why if
for
you
you.
look at that, most courses, they all start off with mindset.
Yeah.
Before they get into anything else, it would be the mindset first, because without the mindset, okay, the action can't happen.
It's true. This is why something else with the program, like just to cut those type of people off that don't have that, they're just not willing to have the right mindset, is to have a call with someone before they join, because a lot of people think it's a get rich quick scheme, and it's not.
Nothing
isn't.
ever is, bro.
It isn't. It clearly isn't. Like,
Nothing ever
Unless
is.
it's gambling. And then
you
got
need to
more
have,
chance of losing.
yeah, unless it's gambling, you need to put your all into it. This is like, it's not a quick. You know what I'm saying?
People
quick
think
scheme
I'm going
and
to
get
leave my
rich.
9 to 5, and that's it now.
Yeah.
You're leaving 9 to 5, you're going to get into a 9 to 9.
It doesn't work like that.
But and that's what I'm saying.
Entrepreneurship is a
And,
9
and,
to
and I
9.
really like the fact that you mentioned that, Mohammed, because obviously now people will see you, okay, the guy Alan Berdick, he's about to buy a Bentley. The point is that Bentley, Cullinan, this, that, buying, selling. You know, people see that type of stuff, right?
You know what?
They see the end journey.
Yeah.
They don't see the fact that
What I went through.
I had to buy a car for £195. Slowly get it fixed. Take L's, this, that, go research online. That is a journey that people have to still go through. Now, of course, what you do is you speed up that process for people,
Of
right?
course.
Because one of the things that you do, Alan Berg, is you help source the cars,
Of course.
right? So they don't even have to go looking for cars. You will now show them, yo, look, my bro, these are the cars.
Here's the
Right.
car. Here are the prices. Here are the figures.
Now, they still have to go and investigate it, check it, and make sure that it makes sense, right?
Of course.
But you go through the hard part of finding the cars. You support them in finding the parts, right?
Yeah.
And even support them during the inspection of the car by giving them a checklist and whatnot and all these other things. So I'm saying, even then, there's still going to be work from them.
Of course.
There still has to be work from them.
I'll make it easier. I'm not going to do it for you.
Yeah.
I just make it easier.
Yeah.
And for those that are serious, you can see people like Darnell, people like this other brother that has a dealership. You can make your way on success. Khalas. Like, they don't need me. They don't shout me no more.
Yeah.
But they used to call me, shout me every day.
Yeah.
Up until they didn't need me.
Yeah.
They were doing their bit. I just lined things up for them. That's it. I backed off.
Mm.
That's how it works. I got to teach you how it works. You got to understand that, comprehend that, understand how it works, the method. But then it's your job for you to, you know, go and get the repair done, go and chase this up, chase that part, do this, do that. It's your problem.
Mhm.
And how you want to scale as well. That's, you know, I don't teach you how to scale. I teach you how to do it. This guy put 100,000, this guy put 10K. Someone could put 5K. It's just a method that I'm teaching.
Mm.
You understand? Depending on how much money you want to put into it, that's your problem. Like, this is a Bentley Bentayga. The method is from a Ford Fiesta. You get it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's beautiful is you don't just teach them the method, because the method you can put it on YouTube, people could do it, right? It's the support that you give them.
The comfortability, the reliability.
Even if you take a method, you might still make mistakes if you don't have that support.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but you provide that support, Allah Mabarak, that one-on-one support. So I think that's a beautiful thing, man. So let me chat to you. What's next? What's next for MrFlipWhips, man? Allah Mabarak. What are you trying to move on to?
Just to, I just wanted to add a few things as well. So another thing that I was doing that was making me very good money is, for example, once the car is repaired and fixed, a lot of people would worry about the time. Car's going to be sitting there, right? I would rent it. I would just rent the car out. For example, again, you have to also, like, you know, build your clientele, know who to rent to, and build that. But I would rent cars, flips, so buy the car on the market value, pay around the market value, and then rent it.
Whilst you're waiting for it to sell.
Whilst you're waiting for it to sell.
You're renting it.
And just make it clear that whoever's renting the car, like, look, someone might come and view and see the car wherever you are, or send them your way. They might buy it. So you just know that. And if they do, then obviously, you know, whatever you paid me on top, you get back. But that was another way of making good money as well.
Yeah, I feel like with the car thing, there's so many ways to make money.
So many ways
to make money.
The nicest way to make money is sourcing. You just tell me what you want. I'll get it for you. I make my commission. Beautiful. That one there, very nice.
As you go to affluent people or people with money who are trying to buy a car, you find the right car at the right price for them, and you get a little car from them.
You get your car. That's it.
You know what?
And you train you guys to do that as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's not the main thing, but it's something I'm going to start, you know, showing more as well.
These people don't realize these subsidiary areas of making money are ways, like, sometimes that can become the entire business model for you.
Of course.
For example, even with Umrah setup, right? There's some brothers, they then went and then they set up companies where they're providing tour guide services to brothers who have Umrah companies. Other brothers started selling dates, started selling ihram, started selling, they're providing B2B services within, or finding other ways to do it. And that's the thing. And if you've got your head screwed on and you're thinking and you're brainstorming and you're critically looking at your business, you will always find ways to make money, even if it's not from the main thing that you set out to do in the first place.
Exactly. It's just within it.
It all comes down to the mindset. As we said.
Like one thing that blows my mind is the model, bro, that you helped set up with the Premier Supercars. Like that's really when I started to think, bro, this car thing really is mad. Like, just to give people a breakdown, if you want to just explain to them the way it works, is that
people that invest.
Yeah, the people who invest.
Yes, as in they basically, let's just say you've got £100,000 sitting there and your bank account, and you know that inflation is eating it away, want it to make some money for you, put the money down, buy a car, we'll source the car for you, we'll find the car, buy it. You will get 50% of the revenue that the car generates with 0% of the hassle and stress. We'll do with everything, the servicing, the maintenance, the tires, everything. Once you give it to us, it's our responsibility now. You just have to give it to us in a roadworthy condition, as long as it's running and working. You get 50% of whatever the car generates. And up until we've been running since January, we're in May now, but for the last 4 months, April, the returns were the lowest investment car was 29% return, and the highest
of the total investment?
43%. As in extrapolated. So for these 4 months, if you extrapolate that same 4 months over the course of the year, within that year, they would have got 29%, and the highest is 43%. And this is where we've just started off. Like, it's the last 2 months picked up more than the first two months, and the trajectory seems to be like that. And this is another thing as well. Like in the market, usually the summer's seen like the low season because like people leave and this and that whatnot. But I said to them, we're not going to have that mindset. We're going to see it as this is holiday season. People are here, and we're still going to find ways to get the cars out more than in the winter. We're going to see what happens with that, inshallah. But
that seems to be happening.
That's something to keep in mind. Yeah, I mean, right now cars are all out.
So in case anyone got lost in the source, because I remember Bakr mentioned to me a few times, and I'm not really the best with numbers. So I was just like, whatever. I wasn't really focused on it. But you know, sometimes something just echoes in your mind, just in random places.
Yeah, but I hear this now.
It must have been about 2 weeks since I heard Bakr say it last time. And I must have just been sitting inside of the cafe drinking a coffee. And I was just thinking, wait, did the guy say the other day that people will get their investment back in 2 years and then be able to sell the car? I was like, no, it can't be. So I actually picked up the phone and I called him. I said, but what was that one more time? You're saying, so if someone puts in 100,000, for example, to buy a car, it took me 1 to 2 years to be able to make the investment back. and then be able to sell the car. He's like, yeah. And how much the car lose value every year? 7%.
No, but it depends on that. Will depend on how much you bought it for.
Right.
As Muhammad said, if you buy it below, some of our cars,
Yeah.
a lot of them, we bought it below market value. Even in a year or two, when we sell it, we'll sell it for the same price we bought it for. One of them, that was a damaged car. You mentioned about buying a damaged car.
I can actually appreciate.
That's going to sell more. But it's not going to appreciate, as in it just has that value.
Okay.
But the value that we bought it for was so low that when the depreciation won't even reach what we bought it for. So we'll sell that for a profit as well.
That's what you want to focus on. That's what I was going to say. So like right now, for example, look at the beauty behind it. So doing that, putting the car up for rent, but imagine buying the car on the market value. Like even in 2 years, you're getting what you put in back.
Are you saying under or under?
Under.
Okay, under.
Under market value. Like the Cadillac Escalade, I think I messaged you about it, right? I'm still waiting for you to give me the figures, but that car is getting fixed right now in the body shop. Yeah? And it's gonna, how much have you had to look at prices and stuff, what they go for?
To sell it?
Yeah, to buy one.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Bro, this car is like, we're getting it.
Check it out while you guys are talking.
Yeah, check it out. And then
So this Escalade.
this is kind of like Escalade Sport.
Okay, and it was damaged.
It's
How much?
damaged.
How much did you get it for?
I just want to see how much it goes for right now first before I drop it.
Very. And you sold it already, right?
I'm getting it repaired, and I'm gonna get the car fixed, and then I'm gonna either flip it or rent it. It's the point is that
you can rent
it's
it.
gonna make money. It's gonna make money.
Yeah.
So this car that's been bought under market value will generate an income. I think the cheapest one I saw was 400,000. 400,000 plus what is it, VAT? 5%.
So how much did you buy it for?
£49,000.
About 280,000 dirham.
200. How much did you say?
280,000 dirham.
No, way below that.
50,000 pounds.
225.
50,000 pounds.
Yes, about 225.
49.
225,000 dirham. Okay. And you're saying you could sell that?
It's gonna get fixed. Obviously, it's damaged.
Yeah.
The videos on my YouTube channel. I'm posting from A to Z getting the car repaired. But yeah, so the car's been bought on the market value, repaired on the market value, and then it's gonna make money on top of that. Sorry.
Inshallah.
On top of that, the car's gonna make money. Whether I give it to Bakr and he rents it, whether it gets sold for profit. The point is that the money now that's put in there is making money.
Allah
Do you get it?
Allah very.
And yeah, so that's what you want to do. So that's why I ended up doing in the UK as well, without even like acknowledging what I'm doing. But money would come out, and I'll just put it back in. By that, I mean I would have all these cars that are rented. Some of the cars are parked. They need to get sold. Some of the cars are getting fixed. Like if I sit down and write things down, I'll have more than what I even thought, more than I knew. This is what I was talking to you guys about earlier, is that I'm not even the type of guy that is systematic or writes things down, or, you know, I go with the flow.
Yeah, Allah barik.
That's not really a good thing. And it means your tawakkul is huge. Of course, that's good. And I'm a big man when it comes to that. My tawakkul is greater than anything. But it's to the point where I don't even realize what I have and what I own. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like sometimes, even right now, I got cars.
Tapped.
Yeah, I got a car in the UK.
What angle you about to come from? Say,
yeah, well, you're
yeah,
going to say
good.
something. You're going to say it's good.
I thought just goes.
yeah, goal getting is good,
Yeah.
but know what you're getting.
Know what
you got.
Of course. But when it becomes such a normal routine, a normal thing for you, you'll forget, you know, the finer details of things.
Nah, well, you could have been, forget 6 figures, you could have been 7 figures right now. Possibly, who knows? I realized today, bro, on my finances. Finances is so important.
Yeah, well,
That's what I'm saying.
Personal finances, business finances,
important,
staying
yeah.
on top, understanding, knowing, forecasting. I did my forecast for the next 6 months.
I'm bad with that. I'm very bad with that. Like some months on my account, have 20k, 30k.
That's what we're gonna help you with, isn't it? That's part of the package.
10k, 50k, from 50k, 10k, 60k. Sometimes
I recently, last month, I had an epiphany. For the first time, I don't know how long, I went through my... And this is another thing as well. You know, when you got pounds, you got dirhams, you got multiple banks for dirhams. Ones for the, I never put it all together. I could put it all together. But I spend 6,500 dirhams a month in food.
I'm not surprised.
And food, I'm talking like, I want to buy a little in a shop, get a little croissant.
It's a bag a month, bro.
And
That's over a bag.
That's a bag and a half, bro.
Yeah, that's mad.
Includes takeaways as well, like at home and stuff. But you know what I did? I deleted the app. The Talabat, Assalamu alaikum, bro. Can't have your own no more. Cancel my subscription. gone. So how's that even possible? Yeah, wallah, if you had asked me how much you spend,
You would have said 400.
I would have said about £300.
Yeah. See?
But you have to be on top.
The
You got cars
marketing
and
is so good at it.
and you don't know the car that you got.
That's what something, you know what Abbas made me do? Abbas, the CEO of Sunnah Match, he actually sat me down. He said, listen, bro, he made me an Excel sheet. He said, plug in every single transaction over the last 3 to 6 months on this.
I need to see what that best.
I said, bro, what benefit is plugging every single transaction going to do to me? Every single £3, £2, £5, £10 I spent. He said, everything. You know why? Because you need to actually physically see how much you spend on everything. He goes, as you do that, you're going to start clocking raw. I spend £100 a month on coffee. Or if you could just get a coffee machine for £100. And then for the rest of the year, you just saved £1,100. Did you get me? So there's things like that. It's like you have to be a bit hands-on with it. And what I clocked is people from the ends, man, we were never taught how to count.
The roadman mentality,
not
innit?
even people on the ends.
We were never taught how to count.
Generally,
I wasn't taught nothing, bro.
no, anyone,
Teach myself.
unless your parents, I would say, like, ran a business and they had that whatnot, because your parents expect school to teach you. School
School is a
who the hell
business.
school expects to
School is a business.
I don't
in
know who
itself.
school expects to teach you.
This is what
but
we don't get.
You don't learn financial management in school, and if you're not learning it at home, brother, you're not gonna learn it unless you go out of your way to learn it yourself.
Mushkila wallah.
The same way we are buying sell cars, you guys train. It's a business. School is a business too, bro. No, they're not gonna. They don't really care about making you a defined student. End of the day, they're gonna teach you what they need to teach you, and if you get it, you get it. You don't get it, you don't get it. They get paid.
They're teaching you how to pass your grades, and your grades are teaching you how to get a job. Your jobs teach you how to be a good worker.
And you know that's
Mad,
why
huh?
that's why you know the whole knowledge industry. Just on that point, right? Is $10 trillion worldwide. In America, and then the rest of the world is also following a similar pattern. But I have the exact figures for America.
Yeah,
it is 1.2 trillion. 1.2 trillion, right? Now, 80% of that almost is.
America's tapped though. Like, they add trillions to the economy every year for inflation.
I'm saying
Printing currency.
I'm saying that right there, about 80% of that is traditional education, like what you just said, university, schools and whatnot. The rest of it is e-learning online, right? Now the e-learning online industry, which is the industry that you're a part of, because you teach people how to make money online through buying and selling cars. We teach people how to make money through. In the past, we did it through Imran. Now, currently, we do it by showing people how to scale their online courses.
yeah.
Their course creator, coach, consultant. We show them how to scale to 7 figures by teaching the practices we used to scale to $3 million, right? So I'm saying that space, the e-learning space, is currently growing by $40 billion every year. And the conventional learning space is dropping by $50 billion every year.
Wow.
Do you understand? So $50 billion every year.
That's crazy, these figures
The
are mad.
conventional space is dropping and the e-learning is going
Growing, and we're growing.
It's growing. It's growing.
Massively, yeah?
Right. So my point here is you are in a good industry right now.
Alhamdulillah.
Where you're buying, selling, like inshallah, this is going to be big for you. Do you understand?
Inshallah.
And you just got to keep thinking, as long as you keep growing your skill and your expertise and learning more, you can just keep teaching people at a high level, right? And that's why we're doing what we're doing. So my point here is that there should be no reason, really and truly, for someone to be broke. Like, if you don't have a skill that you can teach, that you can monetize, right? And I'm sure everyone has a skill that they can teach and monetize, bro, you can go buy a car for £195. You know what I'm saying?
Sell
or
it
maybe
for
because of
£850.
inflation, maybe like £500-600, you can start buying and flipping, right?
In UAE, it's not like UK.
Oh,
Cheapest car at 7,000 dirhams, 8,000 dirhams. It's an old banger with 300,000 kilometers. You
Completely
don't realize if you're in
different
the UK, especially, that thing is serious.
it's easy as
You
well.
can make money with.
It's so easy.
But you can also. But that's the thing. For someone thinking, man just said, "Go on, we buy any car. Look at this one. Let me try it." Well, I tried that in the past. Took L's, took big L's. I remember I bought a car. No, I bought a car. Obviously, I was trying to just use my own. I didn't have anyone, no mentor. I didn't have anyone who's
You need
done
this
it before.
blueprint. That's what you need, the blueprint.
Yeah, blueprint.
Your
and,
blueprint.
and also just guidance.
You did. He did. I think I called you once and said to you, yo, there's a good flip there.
Oh, that was a very good car.
Buy it.
That was a good car. Yeah,
You're going to make
I'm
money
talking
on
about
it.
2018, the first Astra that I bought.
Yeah, go
I
on.
went to, I think it's called Kent Motoring World or Clark Motoring World, something like that. Kent Motoring or something like that. I went there.
A dealer.
Dealer, yeah.
Dealers in the UK, akhi, there's something else.
Dealer. Take the car for test drive. It's not even going into first gear.
Yeah,
To
dealers
be
are
honest,
something
I should have
else.
just left it. But you know what it is? When you've travelled all that way,
The convenience.
you try and figure out ways to justify it. Plus, you feel like, the guy is weird. Wallah, he used psychology on, man.
Of
He
course.
said to me, I call can we come to a gentleman's agreement that as long as the car drives fine, you're going to buy the car or something along those lines.
Don't make consistency, bro.
Made me commit to it, shook my hand.
Yes.
Then I was getting into gear 1, or it is, but it's stiff. And he's like, oh no, it's fine. It's blah, blah, blah. Because we'll get our mechanic to look at it, and we'll just bring it back, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's coming some next Kalam. In my mind, I'm thinking, cool, he's going to check it, repair it, whatnot. He even wrote on there, something about first gear, like whatnot. So then I've taken it, then I've brought it back a week later, book it with the mechanic, they got their own mechanic.
Let me guess.
So took it in, whatnot. He said, yeah, whatnot. Okay, this is the problem, this thing. I said, cool. So how long does it take to fix? Like,
what?
This much time. And I was like, okay, cool. I can leave it with you guys. Oh, cool, yeah. He started me a price. What do you mean price?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, fella? What do you mean, mate? You think we're gonna pay for it to be repaired? Why would we? I said, no, it says read the contract. I said, show me. I said, look, it says inspect first gear. We inspected it, and now I'm telling you that. I said, bro, Allah, the hatred I had in my heart there for that.
Dealers
I just
in
left.
UK. Yeah, dealers in UK.
I just left, took the L. I said, bro, it is what it is. But I was just like, bro.
Do you know people they do that
guys.
too, bro? Daily.
Scummy guys.
If you don't know,
and then I read the reviews.
okay.
And everyone was complete. Like they had the worst reviews, bro.
But that's majority of dealerships in the UK.
Yeah.
The only dealerships that are like all right is people I personally know that own dealerships. I sell cars too as well. But like he actually is a Muslim brother. He deals with problems. Like he calls me, yo, where can I get this window thing fixed? They bought the car.
Now that you mentioned that, I actually had an experience with a very good brother up north. What's it called? Somewhere near Keith or something. Nah, the Ford Focus, the one that I rented out.
That they got written off.
That got written off as well. Yeah. Well, both cars that I bought in the UK got written off. That brother, Allah Mabarak, he done his thing. I bought the car from him, good price. He was practicing Muslim brother. He actually messaged me recently as well about some of my videos about Sharjah. He wants to move to Sharjah.
Oh, Lombard.
But there was an issue with the car. It was under warranty. You know, most of these guys, the warranty is worth the paper that it's written on. Like, they don't do anything.
It's not, yeah.
He said, look, bring it back, whatnot. Sent it to him. He got the whole thing repaired, sent it back.
Yeah, that's ihsan. Legally, I think by law now, before it used to be 30 days. As a trader, as a car trader, someone who buys and sells cars, you have to give legally 30 days. If engine and gearbox damage occurs, it's on you. But people don't care about this stuff. And this is the problem. If you don't know how to check a car properly, thoroughly, check the gears, check the engine, you know, you're just going to end up being in the same cycle.
And this is
Bakr
stuff that you teach.
Teach all of this, all of that.
I'm
Teach you how to check it. Find it, fix it, flip it, you know? But as for me, the way I done it, I just self-taught. Self-taught man that took many L's. Alhamdulillah, now I know how to easily just, you know, put things together and make profit out of a car.
So it would be a nice starting point for someone like someone thinking of, listen, I'm going to jump onto Muhammad's course. I want to learn. I want to live this trader's lifestyle. Obviously, he's understood that he's not going to climb up the ladder in a second. It's going to be work in progress. But what would be a person who has a nice amount of money to start off with?
I'd say 5K.
5K.
£5,000.
Is decent.
You can start with it under that, but I just don't want to deal with the headache. 5K, decent amount, good flip, good profit.
Why do you say it's headache to deal with someone that's less than 5K?
Do you want the real reason or do you want me to?
No, the real reason. Yeah.
People who have 5K to spend, they won't linger over little things that go wrong. People who have over 5K to spend, they will. They understand. They'll like. Long story short, they won't linger around over. You know, like they'll understand. Okay, cool. This money is an investment. I'm gonna make money from it, or I'm not. Or I might not. They understand that.
For me to be, for me to persevere.
This is for me to, like a lot of people, they take losses and they look at it as, bro, it's a loss. Khalas, it's gone. This is a loss. This is an L. Some people look at it as, oh no, it's an investment. I learn. Now I know when this occurs, what to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I split those people. Majority of people that, you know what I'm saying, they got a bit of bread, they got some money, they understand that. People who don't, they don't understand that.
So then there's a better quality prospect for you. It's a better
better quality.
It's a better quality client. Right?
Much better quality.
Also, another question. Does it also matter if let's say they have 5K now?
Yeah.
What percentage of their net worth is that 5K?
That matters a lot.
Because imagine a guy, he's got his whole life savings, he's coming nice.
And his life savings is 5K.
He puts it into one car.
He's going to kill you.
Not to put down anyone that's only got 5K savings because that's a long value, still a long value, that's your thing. But is it wise to put 100% of your net worth into one investment?
Of course not.
No. But if you've got like 50K and then you're putting in 5K, or even 10K, 20K, 50. But the point is, But even someone, because sometimes you have to go hard. You have to go all in one thing, and that will work out. But that's for you to do a risk assessment and figure it out.
Of course.
But yeah, that's another thing to consider as well.
So how would that 5K be split up? So from that 5K, he would take all of it and put in a car. Like, how does it work? How do you break that up?
You know the 5K that I just said?
Yeah.
Actually over what you need. But it gives you that safety net.
Mm.
For example, the way I would calculate it quickly in my head is that I'll get a car for maybe a car that's worth
100.
7K,
7K.
6K, 7K. Get the car for around 3, 4K.
Okay.
Fix it for about like a bag. You still have some money on the side in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Got some money on the side. If you don't need to spend it, you don't
A bag
spend
being
it.
£1,000, right?
Sorry, £1,000.
Yeah. So you've got £1,000 just in case anything needs to go back and be fixed again, or this, that, or in case, for example,
Or in case we find a better car,
yeah,
put a bit more. you know?
So then that person would sell that car for what you said, about 6, 7.
Yeah.
Or you'd sell it on the market, right?
Depends on the person. If you want to make 2K, wait, do it. And you want to make 1K quickly, do it. It's your choice.
And the keys every time, just go back and buy a car that's a little bit better deal. And you keep like what's the plan then? So once they made that first flip, they made an extra 2K, and they just keep flipping.
So once they make that first flip, they understood the methodology, the psychological aspects of negotiating, buying, selling, getting the car repaired, going there physically, getting your parts. They understood all that. They've done it. They've implemented it. They can then decide after they've got their money out. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in to another flip, or I'm gonna, I don't know, source, or I'm gonna. You decide after, right?
And then the point is just to keep growing, keep scaling.
You want to grow? Yeah, you come back, you grow, you scale, make
Beautiful.
more money, and yeah.
Barakallah feek, man. Jazakallah khair, man. So I think it's very informative. Hopefully, it's opened a lot of people's eyes. Some people might also think, you know what? I don't really understand this buying and selling cars thing, but there's something else that I can do. Maybe they can buy and sell computers. I don't know. Maybe buy and sell phones. Like, I don't know. I don't know
It
that
applies
industry.
to anything.
It applies, right? Like, as long, I mean, look, there's guys selling on Amazon, right? Like a kitchen chopping boards. Do you get me?
Yeah.
You can. There's something.
The specifics will change in terms of what to look out for. Hey, you're looking for damaged car, but you don't want engine damage. You want this damage. That go back to it.
Of course.
With the computer, it might be don't get a bug CPU. You want to the GPU is a bit much. But the point is, the overall principles you'll be able to apply to anything.
Like, there's a brother on that does it with furniture. Like he
you get.
Remember the brother we met? Sorry, brother,
he set up a
brother
startup
from
in Norway.
Like buying and like he, Allah Barik, would take people's furniture that's whack and sell it. Like, wallah, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, that's
To the
what it
point
is.
where he did Allah Barik. He made we're gonna get him on a podcast soon, inshallah ta'ala. He made a deal with furniture stores that every season when they have to bring in new stock, and they'll put everything on clearance, get rid of it, right? But then that stuff sometimes still won't sell. So what do they do with it?
They throw it away.
They throw it away. So now what they do is that they sell to him on
Clearance
mass,
stock.
less than clearance price.
Oh, okay, amazing.
Less than clearance
No,
price.
the reason for that is because there's new things called ECG. You have to meet certain environmental factors and all that. So for them they would actually get fined.
So they have to get rid of it.
They get rid of it. They actually give it to him. Sometimes he goes, it's basically free. I'm basically just taking it off their hands. They will save money by giving it to me for free, as opposed to throwing it away.
Of course.
Some of it's brand new. Like,
Yeah.
it's never been touched. The sofa's never been sat on. It's a brand new sofa. No one bought it. He'll
has
get it
his
for
own-
free.
Yeah.
And then he'll just go out and sell it.
That's mad.
That's what I'm saying. Wallahi, there's opportunities everywhere. Wallahi, there's opportunities everywhere.
Everywhere, that's true.
And shall I tell you something, guys? Just if we could maybe end on this note. Sometimes the opportunity, like I was watching a podcast by Sheikh Mohammed Abdul Razak al-Badr. We should invite him on.
There's podcasts?
No, sorry, Sheikh Mohammed Hisham Tahiri.
Okay.
Yeah. The scholars are doing podcasts now. Allah
Love it.
so, we should maybe invite him right to Rich one day, because he wrote a book called Kitab al-Rizq, the book on rizq. And he done a podcast where guys interviewing about rizq and this, that, and so on and so forth. And Allah, he mentioned a beautiful benefit. He said the rizq is of two types. Rizq meaning provision from Allah. He says there's a rizq which is kasbi, and there's a rizq which is wahabi. Okay, there's the provision that you go out to seek, that Allah gives you.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you're looking to buy, sell this car, right? And there's the stuff that Allah gives you without you even looking. And he said, if you look at the one that's given to you without looking, that's always going to be more than the one that's given to you whilst looking. Like, for example, right? The Premier Supercars link that you got, you weren't looking for that. Right? You're looking for your rizq, right? But look at the opportunity that come your way. I'm sure you found opportunities.
That's how I found this car flipping thing.
Right.
I wasn't looking for that. Looking
But
for something.
even cars like you met that brother, we won't go into too many details, who met you outside the masjid and said, I got 10 cars for you to flip from me.
Yeah, sir.
Right?
True.
Like, where does that come from? Do you understand? So the key here is this, is that as long as you're looking and you're not being a bum, sitting there on your backside, as long as you're actually looking, right, you are, inshallah, like the bird. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لو أنكم توكلون على الله حق توكلي لرزقكم كما ترزق الطير تغدو خماص وتروح بطانه كما قال. That if only you trusted Allah and relied upon Him, if only you relied upon Allah the way He deserves to be relied upon, you would have left in the morning like the bird with an empty stomach and come back full.
Yeah.
So point being is that you're going to go out looking for cars, but you might find, forget cars, I can buy and sell phones. Like Allah will give you things, subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you didn't even imagine. The issue is that do you go out though? I remember, you know, there's a brother that we know in the UK, Brother Aman. You know what he said to me? He said to me, there was a time when he was broke, when he didn't have a job, nothing, right? You know, he said what he was doing. So every day, he goes, I was giving my CVs, I was trying to find a job. I was getting nothing. I was trying to do what I could. He goes, so you know what I would do? I would literally just go out my house and walk and see if I could find something. Like maybe I'd be inspired by something. Maybe I see a job offer. Maybe something.
Well, different breed.
He said every day I would just leave my yard, just walk. He goes, I couldn't do anything else. Like, at the very minimum, just walk. Like, just get out of my house and look. Like, you know what I'm saying? I found it very inspirational. Allah Barik, he got a good job as well. Allah Barik, you know what I'm saying? And now he's doing his thing. Allah Barik.
That's the truth, man. What you said, wallah, we were talking about this the other day, where you were like, the thing is with people, is that they don't get up and do it. You need to get up and do it. Making money like this made me, alhamdulillah, like, now it's like, money's not really an issue. That makes sense.
Allah Barik.
Point is, it's a journey.
Here's the beauty thing behind it. After you know how to make money,
you can lose everything and still.
You find a way. You'll find a way.
It's true.
So with that said, if anyone's interested in learning how to live that trader's lifestyle, buying and selling cars, right? You have an institute where you teach people. They can find it from the link below. Also, you mentioned that if anyone, for example, doesn't want to necessarily go through the stress of learning how to buy and sell cars,
they just want to invest.
They want you to buy and sell the car on their behalf, and you guys break bread. You do that, but the entry point is they have to have
£50,000.
£50,000, which is about 220,000 dirham, right? And if anyone is interested in investing in a car for Premier Supercars, then they can get in touch with you.
They can, yeah. There's quite a long queue. I was telling go back to the recent emails.
Never mind.
But yeah,
just
contact@themusafir.com.
I'm even in the queue myself.
I had a CTA to put on there as well, but I don't know if it might be too much. But while we were talking, I just mentioned that brother who has the garage. I just wanted to shout him out because wallahi, I realised in the UK, car garages are scum.
Of course.
You know what? I actually didn't deep it until every single one that I dealt with, from servicing to buying car. But this brother, he came correct. So I thought, give him a shout. He's in Wolverhampton. So anyone that's in that area, you need to get your car serviced. If you're looking to get a car, a good deal from a respectable, trustworthy brother, it's Ideal Car Centre, ICC, Wolverhampton.
Very important to learn.
And the lesson here is do ihsan to people. He did ihsan to me 2-3 years ago. When there was something wrong with the car, he repaired it on from his own pocket, gave it back to me. And now 3 years later, I'm here shouting a podcast. He may get nothing from this.
Of course.
He may get
even you remembering him in good.
Remembering him in good.
That is,
I'm going to make dua for him now.
Yeah, see?
Do ihsan to
more
people.
than enough.
Brother, just cut that clip out and put it on your website. I'm very, you know what I'm saying? You got a serious testimonial there. With that said, MrFlipWhips, it was an absolute pleasure. Allah barik. And I ask Allah to give you barakah and your students barakah.
Ameen.
May Allah give you guys success. Ameen. Click the link below. FlipWhips Institute. 7 figures now. That's the journey.
Yeah, inshallah. That's what we're doing, yeah?
With that said, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.